Hello viewers, our today's topic is power. First of all, I am starting with the definition of power. The work done per unit time is power. It has two parts in this definition. One is work done and the other is per unit time. We can also say that in unit time, work done by a person or source is power. It is denoted by P. And the formula of power is P equals to W by T, which means work by time. As I have written in the definition, work done per unit time. Unit of power is watt, and watt equals to joule per second. As the unit of work is joule and the unit of time is second, so watt equals to joule per second, and this watt is the unit of power. Power is denoted by P, and dimension of power is mL square T inverse 3. Watt. The unit of power is watt. Watt is defined as the capacity of doing 1 joule work in 1 second time is 1 watt power. See in the figure, if 1 Newton force is applied on this object and it is displaced by 1 meter from here to here in 1 second time, then the power of this object is 1 watt. Mohit can do 25 joule work in 5 seconds time. What is his power? Simply we can calculate it. Power P equals to W divided by T, which means 25 joule divided by 5 seconds equals to 5 watt. Suppose Iqbal's power is 15 watt. What does it mean? These types of questions are quite common in SSC examination. Maybe the digit will be changed, but the question type or writing style of the answer will be similar. This can be explained as Iqbal's power is 15 watt means that he has the capacity of doing 15 joule work per unit time. Read it again. He has the capacity, this is a keyword here, capacity of doing 15 joule work per unit time. We didn't use the word watt here in the answer. We need to use joule work per unit time, which indirectly refers to watt or directly refers to watt. In other words, Iqbal can do 15 joule work in 1 second time. Power is a derived quantity. Explain. We know power equals to work divided by time. We know work equals to force into displacement. So power equals to force into displacement divided by time. Then we know force equals to mass into acceleration. Then we can write power equals to mass into acceleration into displacement divided by time. We know acceleration equals to velocity divided by time. So we can also write power equals to mass into velocity divided by time into displacement. Then we can write power equals to mass into displacement divided by time into displacement divided by time square. As we know, velocity equals to displacement divided by time. Mass is here mass, displacement, and this time comes in the downside and it becomes time square. Then we can write mass into displacement square. This time will come in lower side and it will become time cube. So power equals to mass into displacement square divided by time cube. We came to know from the above discussion that power equals to mass into displacement square divided by time cube. So dimension of power equals to mass m, displacement square, displacement is a length, so L square divided by time cube, that means T inverse 3. Read the question carefully. A car of mass 150 kg traveled 100 meters with uniform acceleration of 5 meter per second square in 10-second time. A boy of 50 kg was inside the car. What is the power of the car? So mass equals to mass of car 150 kg plus 50 kg, the mass of boy, as the boy was sitting inside the car, so it's 200 kg. Uniform acceleration 5 meter per second square, and displacement is 100 meters time 10 seconds. So power equals to W by T, means MAS divided by T, equals to 200 kg into 5 meter per second square into 100 meters divided by 10 seconds, which brings a result of 10,000 watt. A man of mass 75 kg climbed up a hill of height 200 meters in 60 minutes. He was carrying a bag of mass 5 kg. What is his power? Mass here is equals to 75 kg, the mass of man, and mass of bag 5 kg, 75 plus 5 equals to 80 kg. Acceleration here is acceleration due to gravity, because as the earth is attracting him with this acceleration, he needs a similar acceleration to go upwards, to climb the hill. Time 3600 seconds, as he took 60 minutes, and height is 200 meters. So power is W by T. Here we need to use mgh instead of MAS in place of acceleration due to gravity. In place of displacement, we need to use height divided by time T. Then 80 kg into 9.8 meter per second square into 200 meters divided by 3600 seconds equals to 43.56 watt. A power station has a capacity of 200 megawatt. What does it mean? It can be explained as a power station has a capacity of 200 megawatt means that it has the capacity to generate 200 megajoule energy in 1 second. As it is written 200 megawatt here, so we need to write 200 megajoule energy in 1 second. This is one of the most important exceptional question regarding work. This is a building. The height of the building is 250 meters, and this is the water containing tank. It is 5 kg. Water containing capacity is 5 kg. It is at the top of the building. This is a well. It is 50 meters. The depth of the well is 50 meters. Time taken 10 seconds to lift 5 kg water by the pump inside it. So we need to find out the power of the pump. But in usual case, we don't see the height or the depth of the well is mentioned. We get only the height of the building or height of the tank from the ground. So we can calculate it easily. But when the depth of the well is mentioned, then it's quite tough to calculate because this has a separate formula. In this case, we need to take the average height of the well plus the height of the building. Have a look. Height of the building H1 equals to 250 meters. Height of water in the well H2 equals to 50 meters. Average height of water HA, denoted by HA, equals to 50 divided by 2 meters equals to 25 meter. Height equals to H1 plus HA, 250 plus 25 meters equals to 275 meter. This is the height in this case which we need to calculate. Not 250 plus 50 equals to 300 meter. We need to take 275 meter. This is the rule. Then it's quite easy to find out power. Now the question arises, why should we take the average height of the well instead of taking the total height? As usual, we can take that 250 meters plus 50 meters equals to 300 meters, but it will totally be wrong. We need to take 250 meters plus 25 meters, which is the average of 50 meters height, and the height will be 275 meter. Now why? When the pump situated here starts lifting water from this well, at the beginning the water level is here. both in outside the pipe and inside the pipe. The water level is here. Why? Because atmospheric pressure is acting on the upper layer of water, and due to that, water also goes upwards up to this position inside the pipe through this way. So the level inside the pipe and outside the pipe remains similar. Then after some time, the water level becomes here. As some of the water went there in the tank, the water level becomes at this position outside the pipe and also inside the pipe. Because of this atmospheric pressure, water goes up to this layer, and atmospheric pressure makes it equal inside the pump and outside the pump. Inside the pipe and outside the pipe, the water level remains equal. Then after some time, the layer is up to this point. The layer is gradually going down, and the pump needs to collect water from different level at different times. And finally, the water level reaches the lower part. So we need to take the average height as the pump is taking water from different level of the well at different times. So we need to take an average height instead of taking the total height, as the pump is not taking the water always from here, rather from here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then from here gradually. That's all.